go. Hey everyone, this is Gilberto from Maverick Media Lab, and I'm here with one of our amazing clients, Patrick Norman from Virginia. He's been with us now for 6 months, and he's going to be talking a little bit about his experience with us, what it's like, what some of the results are, and any other things that he's also experienced as well, feedback from working with us. So Patrick, welcome, man.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on here.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. So just start off by introducing yourself, a little bit about who you are and how you came across our company.
Sure. So I'm a direct lender. Vellum Mortgage is a direct lender here in Virginia, Maryland, DC. I'm also licensed in Pennsylvania. I've been in the business 20 years this year, coming up in October. Honestly, I don't remember how I found the company, but I don't know if I got an email and investigated it that way. But I ended up speaking with Angelo and got the details and got started.
Nice. And so before you started working with us, what were some of the, I guess, bottlenecks or the struggles that you were coming across when it came to growing your production or getting realtor partners or both of those?
Sure.
Can you talk to me a little bit about that? What were some of the things you were struggling with?
Yeah, so last couple of years with rates so low, there were a lot of refinances, a lot of low-hanging fruit. And so although I had some purchases and I have some realtors that I've worked with for many years, as well as a lot of past clients who refer me and then they end up doing new purchases themselves, I wasn't really growing my realtor base. And then as rates went up, I saw the real need to do that. Refinances were going by the wayside, and I really just needed to get my purchase business up. And so I wanted to get in contact with new realtors, and this seemed like a great way to do it. And so far it's been working well. They just get scheduled on my calendar and I give them a call at that time. And most of them are pretty good conversations. Some of them, of course, have lenders they're working with already. But I have a lot to offer, not only with lending, but I have a side business that does digital imaging for their listings. So I'm able to offer that to them and let them know, we can work together on pricing on that if we're working together on your buyers.
Nice. And when it came to the results, what you had some conversations with realtors. Talk to us about what came from those meetings. What were the number of referrals and partnerships and deals that came from these realtors that you met with?
Sure. So I don't have, I got one, the first one that I really solidified, because I happened to have an unattached buyer that I was able to refer to her. So that was the first one I closed. It was a deal that I gave to this agent, and it really solidified that relationship. So I've gotten numerous referrals from her, several dozen referrals. Not all of them pan out, but she's definitely referring me very well. Other than that, I don't have the referrals that I've received, but I have closed now deals with 3 agents. Through March, I've closed 1.1 million from those 3 agents, and then in April I've got 808 scheduled to close. So almost 2 million.
Nice, love it. And what do you find to be throughout the process and in our time working together, what's been the most valuable aspect of our service? What have you liked the most? What's been the most valuable? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Sure. So I really like that the realtor is called by your staff, and kind of vetted or, see if they're interested at all. So that if it's on my calendar, they're at least interested in speaking with me. I could call realtors myself, but it's going to be hit or miss as far as when they're able to talk and whether they even want to talk with me. So I know that they're at least somewhat qualified and they're open to speaking with me as far as a partnership. So I'm not wasting my time. And it's already prepped. They know what's going to happen. They know when. All I have to do is just get on the phone and call them and give them my spiel.
Just show up. Nice. One thing that I found interesting that you just said right now, you mentioned, I could be doing this myself, but you chose to work with us. And I know there's LOs, loan officers, possibly seeing this now, and a lot of loan officers out there that I'm sure you also know of as well, that do think that way as well. Like, hey, I could be doing this. Like, what made you refrain or kind of switch from that type of mindset to like actually deciding to work with us instead of doing that all yourself?
Sure. In the past, I've had assistants that would make those calls for me. I could do it myself, but it's really not the best use of my time. And it's not really the best use of my assistant's time either. And so I'm able to get your staff as my assistants, and that makes me look professional and established, and you know, that I have capacity, and the realtors that I'm talking with have already been qualified, so I know that they're willing to speak with me about a partnership. So I'm not wasting my time. It's really just about the best use of my time.
That's so interesting. Yeah, that's what I find to be like a recurring pattern with other clients as well that are also doing like really well like yourself, is they think about it in terms of like time, like where am I putting my time and energy, and where is that like properly allocated, so that if I can focus on this, which will grow your mortgage business, then the rest can be delegated out so that we're only talking to either realtors or borrowers. Would that be like kind of more or less?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I don't want to spend my time chasing realtors that may or may not want to talk to me. This with this system, I have plenty of realtors who are willing to talk to me. And then I take it from there and cultivate that relationship.
Nice. And I'm sure you get like a ton of probably marketing calls and a lot of people in your inbox, contacting for different things. So why choose to work with us? Like, what was it that I guess grabbed your attention enough or built the value enough in what we offer that made you want to work with us in comparison to, I'm sure the slew of options that you have out there?
Sure. Yeah, for a while I was doing some buyer marketing on Facebook through another company. It was expensive, and they weren't well qualified, and it was just me trying to work them, and then if it works, get them over to a realtor. But didn't close too many with that. I investigated you guys, and ended up speaking with a loan officer who had been using you guys for a few months at least. Some guy in Texas, and he told me how it was working for him. And I agreed that it seems much better to get in touch with the realtors versus buyers. And then with some of the realtors, I'm doing some co-marketing with them, and then that way we're both working on it together, trying to cultivate it. It just seems to work much better. Most leads come from the realtors. You do need to have something to offer the realtors, to differentiate yourself from the next guy, but as long as you've got that and you can capture their interest, so far it's been working really well.
That's interesting that you've tried that in the past, because I know for a lot of our clients, they've done like similar like lead gen, direct mail, and a couple other things as well to try to get more leads in, like they've done direct to consumer. What's been like the biggest difference? I know you kind of touched on it, like the quality has been low, but
Mhm.
compared to now experiencing like getting an influx of more referral partners, what can you say are like the biggest things now that you've tasted both? What's been like the biggest difference, and why is referral partnerships better?
In general, better quality leads, more qualified, better able to buy more quickly, that are coming from the realtors, and that'll depend on the specific realtor. But so far from the agents that I've gained from the system, their buyers are pretty well qualified. And then in addition, it's not just a lead that I'm trying to get approved and then get over to the agent. We're both working on them together. And so there's, they're invested in it as well. So yeah, it just tends to work out better. And that's been the case for my whole career. Most business comes from realtors. You just need to
Yeah.
get with them and demonstrate your value.
Nice. Yeah, funny enough, that's what a lot of like kind of the guys that have been in the industry for 20 plus years, and mortgage coaches that coach loan officers, that's usually one of the things that I find, at least from what our clients tell us, that's like the reoccurring pattern that seems to be coming up, right? Like focus on the realtors, that's the long-term side of your business.
Yep.
And it's going to be a lot more profitable. Have you been also experiencing that it's been more time effective too? Because I'm assuming with the lead gen stuff, it might have taken a lot of time and energy to like sift through a lot of the prospects to find like one, whereas with realtors, like, have you found that it's been like a big difference in just saving more time?
Yeah, definitely. The lead gen stuff is high volume, low quality.
Yeah.
And so it is time consuming trying to suss out who's actually able, ready,
Yeah.
willing, and able to buy.
Low credit, no money for down payment, all of the
Correct.
down payment.
Correct. And that's, you can advertise all kinds of things, but that's one that really grabs people is low
Yeah.
down payment and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
you're dealing with a certain market segment.
Yeah. And for the person out there, the loan officer or mortgage broker watching this, who might be in the same position you were, a couple months back when you had initially hopped on a call with us, the person in that position there who's thinking about doing this, like, what would you say to them, that person who's about to hop on a call with someone from our team, or is already on the fence? What would you say to that person?
I mean, it's worked well for me, and I plan to continue it. It's going to be one of my main marketing tools, in addition to some co-marketing with realtors and a couple other things that I do to provide additional value to them. But really, the name of the game is getting with realtors and building your realtor partnerships. And this is an easy, streamlined way to get agents who are willing to speak with you and willing, open to potential new partnerships. Often they've got other lenders, but they may not do everything that I'm able to do. It just starts with one, just trying to get one deal from them and impress them, as we do. But yeah, it seems to be the best way that I've found to get realtors on the phone with me that are actually willing to speak with me about a partnership.
Thank you for your feedback, Patrick. Like, it's really, I think a lot of people are going to find it valuable to have kind of the feedback from someone who's already been kind of ahead of the path and like actively talking to realtors every month and seeing what the actual results are, right? Because if someone's watching this right now, they want to know, like, does this actually work? And it's good that they're able to hear someone who's been in their shoes to see what this actually will look like, 3 months, 6 months out. So I really appreciate your time. I know this is Friday here, so really appreciate that you were able to, share with us your time here and be able to give us your honest feedback.
Yeah, my pleasure. Like I said, I have 3 agents that I've closed deals for already. By mid-April, I will have closed almost 2 million with them. And I've got probably half a dozen others that are giving me leads. They just haven't come to fruition yet.
Love it.